thank you for joining us and welcome to Better Together Live, where we create helpful community connections when it matters most. I am your host, Yamile, and the Community Relations Coordinator here at Therapy Works. Today, I am happy to be joined by Laurie Ward, who is a pediatric registered nurse, online fitness coach, nutritionist. You have your own podcast. You are a blog writer, but most importantly, you are a mom.
Amen. Yes, absolutely.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. Laurie, we started Better Together Live to highlight local resources like you, to offer expanded access to and support our community. So I really appreciate you're here today. I am sure I forgot a lot of things about yourself. So before I jump into all my questions, can you tell us a little bit more about yourself?
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you for that. That introduction made me giggle. I wear.
You're amazing.
Oh, thank you. I wear quite a few hats, but I love. Yeah, you hit the nail on the head. The most important one is mom. Absolutely. So I have been a nurse for almost 8 years now, which is crazy.
Wow, that is crazy.
And
yeah.
in pediatrics. And so from my professional day-to-day experiences and observations, as well as being a mom and having the opportunity to know tons of mom friends and school friends and just being a community member before COVID hit, I just noticed this theme with moms, and three in particular. One, a lot of guilt in self-care. A lot of guilt and self-care, which never made sense to me, but a lot of guilt and self-care and not really knowing how to prioritize themselves, their physical, mental, emotional, spiritual well-being, how to do that without guilt, and how to do it in a very time-sensitive manner, because we're moms, and if we're working moms, there's a lot going on, right? So you got to be really strategic with it. And then, so the guilt and the self-care, the time balance, and then also fitting in fitness and movement. And, so I really wanted, I can't stand suffering in any sense of the word. And when I kept seeing these same themes, I really wanted to fix it. I'm a fixer.
You are a fixer.
I really wanted to offer a solution. And so that's what I put together.
Wow, that is incredible. So can you tell us, what do you do to help mothers in our community? Let's start with that question.
Yeah, definitely. Well, I think I'm so honored to take care of mothers in our community in different capacities. I think that's just something I'm so honored to be able to do as a nurse and having an online space. So as a nurse, I get to take care of new moms in a sense. I mean, we're a pediatric nurse, but we take care of the family. We take care of the family. So I get to do that at work. And I think the main thing that I love is being able to tell a new mom, however you are feeling right now, if you're not loving this, that's okay. It's hard. It's really hard. And it's not all rainbows and unicorns and such, and leprechauns, since it's St. Patrick's Day.
Right, exactly.
So that's my nurse hat. But then I get to just be completely me and use my own wisdom and knowledge and life experiences and be able to just speak completely from my heart and connect with moms all over the country and the world, and just be that coach and mentor to uplift and encourage and inspire and offer the how to do the things that they want, how to feel the way that they want to feel, which is peace and presence and fulfillment, rather than exhaustion and stress and resentment and fatigue, et cetera, et cetera.
I mean, I totally understand what you're saying. And, when you become a mom, and I'm a mom, I have 3 kids. I have twins, and I have a 19-year-old, 16-year-old twins, and 19-year-old boy, also all boys.
Yep, me too.
I remember, I love it. Yes. I remember that fear that when my first son came, and I started feeling fear about all kinds of stuff. Like what happened is what this kid is gonna do if something happened to me.
Oh, yes.
It's like something, I mean, he has his dad, he has grandparents, you know, but it's just that whole stress that we create in our head, and it just never ending thing.
Yeah.
As a mom.
Yeah. It's so true. And I don't think people realize, women, that we become, when we give birth to our first child, we're also giving birth to someone that we have never been before. We're giving birth to a new version of ourselves. And, I think there can be a bit of a grieving process too. It's
so
a
too.
major transition. And I think that we don't really talk about. And so when women feel that, oh my gosh, my life has changed completely. Wait, shouldn't I just be completely happy and in love and blah, blah, blah? It's like, no, it's okay. Your life has completely changed. And it's okay
Totally.
to,
And no matter how many books you read,
oh gosh.
trust me, I've read so many books as a new mom, it doesn't matter. You're like, I don't know how to do this. We all new moms, right?
Yes.
We don't know what we're
Yes.
doing, but we're doing it.
Yeah. And I think that's why it's so important to just not read black and white, but to hear a voice and see eyes and a smile and warmth, and then you just know that you're not alone.
I love that. I love that for sure. We all feeling the same way. That's a good thing. Yeah. And I know you say you do help new moms as well, right? Is that a process do you connect with new moms and you like have meetings with her? How does it work?
Yeah. So again, I think it's two different spaces, but my online space is not specifically geared towards new moms, because that
That's right.
first year is just a specialty in of itself. But all the principles that I talk about within my online course, The Simple Shifts in Motherhood Method, and on the podcast, The Simple Shifts in Motherhood podcast, can be applied absolutely to new moms. And in fact, I recently did an episode on my own mental health journey, and I recently touched on that postpartum experience within the podcast. And so it's not specifically geared towards new moms, but absolutely can it lighten their spirit.
You can all get something from it. Yeah.
Yes. And give encouragement. Absolutely.
Wow. Great. Do you support mothers from different cultural and religious background? Is it more challenging working with moms like that?
The answer to the first question, absolutely. Yes. Everybody and everybody. More challenging? No, I think it is an opportunity for me to develop my understanding and compassion and awareness. I think we're in a time where we really need that. We need to just listen and understand other people's experiences and their background and where they're coming from. So I work with everybody and anybody, and I feel like these are life principles. A mom is a mom, I believe.
Yeah, no matter where you are in the world. Yeah,
exactly. It doesn't matter what the color of our skin, where we live, our religion. A mom's heart is a mom's heart. And I think that if you're coming from that spirit, coming from that place, you have that instant connection.
You do. Yeah. I remember, and I'm sure you relate to this. My mother would tell me, oh, you're going to understand why I feel and I do those things when you're a mom. That hand me forever. I think all the moms say, and now I'm finding myself telling that to my kids. So I'm like, oh my God. Yes.
Yes.
Totally.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
It is. A mom heart is a mom heart. I love that.
Yeah. Yeah.
It is true. It is true. So when moms look for you, what are the most common reasons they seek for help?
I think it goes.
Oh, I lost you. No,
Oh,
sorry.
there we go. We good?
Yay!
Okay.
Yes, we're good. Yes. Do you want me to repeat the question, or you got the question?
Yeah, no, I'm good. I think
Okay.
we're dealing with multiple internet users with my son downstairs doing Zoom
Yeah.
school.
We're the same.
This is real life. Okay. So I think the reason that they seek out, to
Mm-hmm.
work with me or listen on the podcast or whatever capacity, because of emotions. So the emotions of feeling exhausted, feeling
Yeah.
frustrated, feeling stressed, anxious, lost, lonely, resentful. And it's not just those feelings. Feelings are feelings until they manifest is such a woo-woo word, but until they manifest
No,
in
it's totally,
their
yeah.
life.
Yeah.
And if a mom is going through life not having any time or space for herself, not talking to herself
Mm-hmm.
kindly, just feeling all of those feelings and emotions, it is near impossible to live the life that she wants to live, in how she connects with her children, in how she connects with
Mm-hmm.
her spouse. And so I think they get to the point where they realize, this is not what I envisioned.
Yeah.
I know that I want more
Yeah.
and different, and
There's
that
this
that
empty
it's possible.
space somewhere
Yeah.
in there, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah. And we're not talking just about moms with little kids. We're talking about moms like me, for example, with
Yes.
older kids. It doesn't
Yes.
matter, right? There's a point in our lives, I think you just need this to talk to somebody because you have this,
Mm-hmm.
something is missing. And that's probably
Yes.
us.
Yeah,
We got lost
exactly.
somewhere in the past,
Yeah. And
right?
I think some moms, I
Yeah.
think I've been talking with a current client about this, and she was
Mhm.
talking about how we our worlds first came together months and months and months ago. And
Mhm.
she was looking back at all my emails and
Mhm.
newsletters, and all in the beginning, unread, 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 unread,
Oh,
because you have to accept, like, yeah, I am feeling this way and I don't want to. And I think there's a level of not wanting to have that acceptance or like realization of how you're
right.
feeling. So, I think some moms come to that point very early,
Mhm.
and some moms come to that point when they're, way
Yeah.
later in their motherhood
Yeah.
journey. So, and there's no right or wrong. It's all our own journey.
Oh, the own journey. That's right. That is right. So, what are the tips or exercises you provide to a mom who can't take time to care for herself? And
Okay.
this is, it sounds a very easy question and a very easy answer, but it's not.
Uh-huh. No, I
Because,
absolutely loved, loved,
yes.
loved this question. It brought a smile to my face because the most recent podcast episode was
Mhm.
about time balance, and making time for yourself.
I
And
love
so
it.
one of the things that the main theme in that podcast episode was that you are now no longer allowed to say, I don't have time for
I
blah, blah,
love
blah.
that. Yeah.
And so in this question, you say, what do you tell a mom who doesn't have time? Or I forget
Hmm.
the exact phrase, but she does have time. She does. It may be 5 minutes if she's got littles and is working, and
Hmm.
we all have time. It's just a fact. We all have
We do.
time.
Yeah.
It's just depending on your personal bandwidth and your season of mom life, it may be very squished. And so I personally love to get up just a little bit before my family so that
Mhm.
I can savor the quiet and the
Enjoy that
promise
time. Yeah.
the promise of a new day. But not everybody is able to do that, especially if they have teeny tiny kids. So it's just taking even 5 seconds to breathe and be
Mhm.
in the moment. That's self-care. That's time
Mhm.
for yourself. It's utilizing your lunch break, if you're a working mom, to go on a walk without your phone and just
Disconnect. Yeah.
appreciate, disconnect, but connect with yourself.
Hmm.
And so I think it's being very creative, but it's also getting outside of the box of what we think it should be. It
Mm-hmm.
doesn't have to look a certain way. It's not an hour of exercise, and it's not, a whole day to yourself. It can be very small. That's why I'm big on simple shifts, that
Yes.
it's simple. Keep it
Yes.
simple. It doesn't have to be anything big and
It's
fancy.
easier to
Little
achieve when it's
bits.
simple. Yeah, for
Yeah,
sure.
and little bits on a regular basis make a huge difference.
Yeah, because I think most of us is like, all right, I have 10 minutes. Do I do something for myself, or do I clean the
Mm-hmm.
kitchen or the
Mm-hmm.
floors, or do I
Yes.
prepare something, or laundry, and
Yes.
most of the time, unfortunately, we choose the housework or we choose something else. And so I love that. Like, we all have some time, small time, to take care of ourselves.
Yeah.
We just need to start like thinking that more and more.
Yes,
I can do this.
it's so
I
much
can wait.
mindset. Yes, and I think even something like this podcast,
Mm-hmm.
if a mom is doing the dishes or making dinner, folding laundry, you can slip these earbuds in, and then all of a sudden your podcast episode, 15, 20, 30 minutes, however long it is, boom, that's self-care. And
True.
so
Yeah.
laundry can turn into something life-changing if
Yeah.
you let it.
Yeah. And self-care can be so many different things, right? From, like you
Yes.
were saying earlier, like from like sitting outside when the day is nice and warm, and sipping your coffee or your tea, just looking at your tree.
Yep.
I've done
Yeah.
that, and you'll be
Yes.
surprised the difference in my day
Yes.
just to do that little thing. So
Yeah.
it's just different things. I know I would talk about self-care. I know you talk about helping your client. What are the techniques you use to unleash the mom's guilt that we all carry?
Yep. So I am a big word nerd. I like to call it a big
I
word
love
nerd.
that. Yeah.
I think words are so important, and it's so important to use the right words, and it's so important to understand the actual definition of a
Oh,
word.
yeah.
And so I start the whole mom guilt thing, the whole mom guilt attacking mom guilt, in defining the word guilt. So, guilt means wrongdoing.
Mm.
Guilt means causing harm. And I challenge anyone to show me
Yeah.
how taking care of yourself is causing harm or is
Mm.
wrongdoing. And so, and I think that's the mind shift that so many moms have to get over. Taking care of yourself benefits everybody around you.
Completely agree. You can
Yeah.
see the energy around you when you're
Yeah.
happier.
Yeah. And so I think it's just really defining that word. Oh, it's or it's harm,
Mhm.
or it's causing harm, and it's just not true. Guilt can be the correct word in a lot of different
Mhm.
situations, but not in a mom taking care of herself physically, mentally, emotionally,
Emotional.
spiritually.
I love that. And talking about all that, you probably see how are the stress and anxiety affecting the relationships now, because
Yes.
when we stressed out about being a mom, just in general, because and I'm not taking anything away from men and dads, I'm not,
Yeah. No,
but
it's just
we have
different.
a little bit more things to juggle in ourselves,
Yeah.
and all the stress adds up to our relationships. Do you see that a lot, especially
Yes.
probably now with COVID, that everybody's
Yes.
sharing the home? You see that a lot.
Yeah. And so I see it
Yeah.
unilaterally, meaning
Mm-hmm.
between the mom and her spouse or
Spouse.
partner,
Mm-hmm.
but also, downward between the mom and the child or children. Because again, it goes back. If you are not, I hate to use the word happy because it's so cliche, but if you are
It
not
is, yeah.
fulfilled, at peace, you cannot connect with other people in the way that you want to connect with them. And so if your mind is going a million miles a minute, you're thinking about all the things that you have to do and you're beating yourself up for this or that, you cannot be present in playing with your child. And then you feel bad about not connecting
Right.
and
And there's
playing
one
with your
thing,
child.
layers after layers.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I think also that so many moms don't really clue their partner in on how
Mm-hmm.
they're really feeling, that maybe they feel a bit like they're drowning.
Yeah.
And then I see that a lot too, the resentment to the spouse, about all that the mom has on her plate, all the
Sure.
hats,
Yeah.
that she wears. And so again, if you're carrying that resentment, it's really hard to have a close, intimate relationship or connection.
Yeah. And you take it on, the closest person to you, which is your spouse, right?
Yep.
When you're
Yes. Yes.
We've been there.
Absolutely.
This is such a wonderful, wonderful talk with you. Is there anything else you can tell us?
I could talk about this forever.
Forever, yes.
When I was creating an online program and online space, my own coach said, pick something that you can talk about for the rest of your life. And this I can talk about for the rest of my life.
For the rest of your life, yes.
So that's why I had to create a podcast, because I got to keep talking.
And please continue talking so we can listen.
Oh, absolutely. Yes. So yeah, I think you chime in, listen. Your listeners can hop on over and listen to the Simple Shifts in Motherhood podcast. I love our community. So we have an online Facebook private group where we talk about these things and support one another and are just very honest and real with one another. So that's a great space too. And I offer regular clarity calls, so a mom is able to connect with me just one-on-one, and we solve and go after one sticking point, one thing, and she leaves with a plan and always feeling better. And then at the highest level, there's the online course that I created for moms that really just want to be led and work closely with me and really go from that exhaustion, anxiety, stress, overwhelm to that fulfillment and peacefulness, and understand the how to and have the tools to navigate this mom life.
Correct. And Laurie, please, can you share your information with us?
Yeah.
How can people reach out?
Yeah. So website,
phone number, whatever you want to share.
Yeah. The website is laurieann-rn.com. LAURIEANN-RN.com. You always have to spell Laurie and
right.
And then email. I love connecting. Email Laurie@laurieannrn.com. Message me on Facebook. Any which way. I'm on Instagram. So I am super responsive. I love to connect with moms one-on-one.
Thank you so much. And for us, our philosophy is very simple. We are better together. Laurie, everything we do in support of our community. And I know, we know sometimes it's very hard to make the first call, the first step. But when people are ready, we are here for them, to support them. And if you want to know more about us, visit us at mytherapyworks.com. Thank you so much, Laurie, for being here today. And I hope we can do this again in the future.
My pleasure.
I'm looking forward to talk to you more, because I know there's more there.
Yes.
So I really appreciate your time today.
Thank you.
Thank you.